Match 20, Kumasogami vs. Gezora by Christian Salibert.
Gezora was already searching for food as he raised himself out of the ocean off the shores of Birth Island. He was hungry, and none of the nearby sea creatures had sated his hunger. Perhaps there was something tasty waiting for him inland.
Sounds sexy.
Well, I've seen enough. I know where this is going. Shaking the seawater off of his slimy skin, Gezora lashed out at a group of palm trees as he went, uprooting the trees and sending them flying in every direction for miles. He hadn't made it very far before the ground began to shake. A portion of the earth fell away, revealing raging flames below. The tentacled beast moved in to investigate, making sure to keep a safe distance from the intense heat. Suddenly, a burst of flames erupted from the hole, and a massive form emerged. Kumasogami had returned to Earth to fight a squid. Pass.
GVJ?
Oh, thought Tyler was going, but okay.
Okay. Oh, wait, was it me? I thought it was you.
No,
That was last.
It's a GVJ, then Tyler.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Gezora screeched with glee. He didn't know what this new creature was, but it was sure to make a tasty meal out of him. Ew. He advanced immediately, waving his tentacles, threatening, "Oh, watch out, guys, we got ourselves a badass over here."
I didn't know what was going.
Kumasogami glared at the being approaching him.
Feels right now.
I just looked at the banner. I just realized, oh god, he's actually doing it in the banner right now. Look how badass he looks. He's like, ooh, look at me, I'm so threatening.
That's over here. This match is so stupid. I'm just saying it right.
He had returned to Arth with the intent of utterly destroying it. Oh wow, really? But hadn't expected an attacker immediately after arrival. But still, it was of no concern to the demon. This beast would serve as a good warm-up. Literally, he flexed his arms and attacked. Pass.
Gezora lashed out with his tentacles, bashing Kumasogami in the chest. The blow struck against the devil's torso with thunderous force, but did not injure him. It didn't even cause him to take a step back. Kumasogami growled and grabbed one of Gezora's tentacles in his hands. Gezora screamed as his foe's superheated skin began scorching his flesh. Gezora tugged on his tentacle, trying to wrench it away from Kumasogami's grip, but the demon was not about to let go. Smoke poured from Kumasogami's hands as Gezora's tentacle was burned beyond recognition. Gezora pulled again, and this time the burned portion of the tentacle was torn away, leaving the cephalopod, with a charred stump at the end. Gezora shrieked in pain and fear as his foe advanced. Gezora knew it was no match for this creature, so why was his match rained again? And began to retreat, but Kumasogami was much faster. He began punching the colossal cuttlefish in his massive head, leaving burn marks with each strike. Gezora tried to defend himself, but could not stand up to the power of Kumasogami's onslaught. He was getting badly burned each time they made contact, and the blows to the head were beginning to take their toll. Suddenly, Gezora felt the icy cold water of the ocean on his tentacles. Pass.
He really needed that ice after that bird.
Right. Likewise, Colossal. There's an extra L. So,
Time
to finish this one up. Kumasogami was having fun with this fight, if one could call it that. This multi-limbed creature was nothing more than a walking target, the monster was perfectly capable of neutralizing. Then he realized the fight had taken them dangerously close to the ocean. But before he could back away, Gezora lashed out with his tentacles, wrapping one around each of his wrists. Despite the smoke already sizzling from Gezora's tentacles, the sea creature began tugging Kumasogami towards him, towards the mighty Pacific. Who's that? Kumasogami panicked. Though his opponent was laughably pathetic, his environment was most certainly lethal to him. He could not allow Gezora to pull him into the ocean. Summoning his demonic powers, the fingers on Kumasogami's right hand transformed into arrows. In a burst of flame, the arrows were launched from his hand and struck Gezora's leg tentacles. The cuttlefish instantly released Kumasogami's wrists and writhed in agony, but the lava beast wasn't finished yet. He transformed his hand once again, this time into a curved blade of a sword. With a mighty swipe, he sliced Gezora's head wide open, spilling the sea monster's innards all over the beach. Gezora's eyes went dark as his body collapsed into the waves. His opponent slain, Kumasogami transformed the sword back into his hand. He surveyed the scene of the battle with satisfaction. Upon discovering that he was surrounded by water, he realized he had entered Earth in a rather inconvenient location. Undeterred in his mission of destruction, hoping to re-emerge in a section of the globe where he could cause some real damage, Kumasogami returned to the depths of hell from whence he came. Winner, Kumasogami.
Gee.
If this match had a subtitle, it would be most one-sided match of all time.
Literally, while reading this, I just can only imagine this was like Kumasogami was bored. This was like the One Punch Man of battles. Literally, he didn't do anything except use his basic move, and he won. Like, I think he would have won even just by punching him with his fist. Because it's like, there was no way, literally no way for him to win. It's like fighting paper, essentially, and he just ripped the paper.
Yeah.
All I have to say about the ending of this match is wah, 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 wah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's bad.
That was yeah, so far Kumasogami versus Gezora is the shortest match we have on record. And
it's also, I think, the most one-sided match we've ever had.
Easily
like,
the most one-sided match we have on record. And it's just like
I even think like even Gore Sorcerer's Monster X, it like, yeah, some people may say, oh, you know, the two monsters might not be even, or like, oh, this or that, or, you know, Godzilla Burning versus Hedorah, but they're like both powerful monsters. This is the only time it's basically been a cannon fodder versus a literal cannon. I mean,
yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh man, it's. I don't know. I think that might have been the intent too. Maybe something a little bit more comedic, because this is like, it's just like Gezora trying to be a bad horse and failing miserably.
it's also just, I just want to make note, it's probably Christian had some bad seafood and was like, I freaking hate seafood. Like, he was just up chucking, he's like, I'm gonna get my revenge. How am I gonna do it? I'll make a horrible one-sided Gezora match. That'll show it.
Yeah, new head canon. Also, Kumasogidon, or Kumasokama-gidon. That was great.
That'd be a horrible fusion, man. Imagine Kama-Gidon with the powers of Kumasogami.
Oh my gosh, that would be beautiful.
Hey, I try my best.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, any other thoughts on the match from anyone?
I'm interested to see how the sequel can go. Is the sequel going to be like Kumasogami has possessed Gezora and he's going like gameplay Gezora mode and just kicking everybody's ass? Lifts a tentacle and shoots a mana beam from it.
Oh.
I have no actual thoughts on this chapter, just aside what everyone else said. It was one-sided as hell.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much all our thoughts in a nutshell. It was pretty one-sided, hilariously one-sided, and I think for the most part that's what counted most, is that it was hilariously one-sided. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's one-sided, but I don't think it's boring, in my opinion. I think it's rather entertaining.
Yeah, the only chance he had was to pull him into the ocean, which is just like, okay, but didn't he just like lose a tentacle just by touching the guy? So how is he gonna do it? He's gonna say, "Oh look, there's lava underneath there. Just go jump in, you'll be fine."
Yeah. Gezora should use that brain of yours more often. My gosh, but yeah, this one-sided yet comedically hilarious. I think we can all pretty much agree on that.
Completely and utterly, yes.
So that was Kumasogami versus Gezora, also known as the world's shortest match, or also known as Kumasogami Kamagidon versus Gezora, the second. See you guys next time in match 21. Until then.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Z's.